Osio, Erisunali Osta, Tsalagi, Chickamauga, Ugidali Uniga, Chalugi Oganale Elinagida. Hello, everyone. This is Mashu Whitefeather. Welcome to our show, Indigenous People's Voice. My guest host tonight, as usual, is Doreen Bennett. Kia ora, Bennett. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Mashu. Namahi aroha kia koutou katoa, and hello to all our listeners today or tonight. Looking forward to another show, Mashu.
Yes, we are. And before we introduce our guests and the rest of our staff, I'm going to give our call-in number in case there's people who want to call in. And that's area code 718-506-1564. Again, that's area code 718-506-1564. And behind the scenes, we have Chimmy Bennett. He's helping working our soundboard and taking messages off of our web page for people who come in and letting us know when people call in. And also our producer, Sheila Folger. Our guests tonight are Neil Chaske and Kevin Carney from the White Eagle Oyate. And Neil, I'm going to have you kind of lead us off and tell us about White Eagle Oyate and tell us some of the work that you're doing and all of that. How does that sound?
That sounds really good. I'll do that. Thank you. My name, this is Neil Chaske of White Eagle Oyate. And what we're working on and what White Eagle Oyate is about and who we are is working together and uniting together as one. And we're here to help and protect the people, children, and Mother Earth. And that's who we are. White Eagle Oyate, we're a company actually too, and we're looking at providing training and employment with to help the different reservations out there.
Kevin, are you there?
I'm here. I just had to.
Neil kind of went offline, I guess. Maybe you could fill in to explain White Eagle Oyate.
Neil initially he was working in the utility pole business, and he was desirous of starting up a company of his own. Was primarily concerned with a lot of the chemicals that were used in the industry and in the process, and really felt drawn to using a product that he was interested in that contained cedar oil and a number of other things that are less harmful, was really more all-encompassing and trying to make create a situation where there would be a way to bring jobs to the communities that really need them so dearly now.
So you're looking about sustainability amongst tribal areas? Yes,
we're looking at doing that, and it's really kind of taken off in many good directions all at the same time. There's a number of people, as you know, there are many issues afoot right now in regard to becoming more unified and looking at government and looking at a job base that will not only provide a means of protecting the Earth Mother in a good way, but to provide jobs that also are done in a good way in a good way, and jobs that people can be proud of, and not think, not have to worry about, let's say, for instance, if you're working in a factory that typically uses caustic chemicals, you can't feel too good about doing that, knowing that you're damaging things as you work. And so we are trying to create a full circle approach with businesses and trying to look at the resources may be available that people may make good advantage of and in a good way, and to bring these projects forward.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
And that's really the only way that we're going to be able to protect and keep the Earth Mother alive. And it's good that you're already taking steps in that, in that direction. So are you back with this,
Yes, I am. I'm here.
I told you to stay like that.
Sorry about that.
So Kevin was just kind of filling us in on what your goals are with White Eagle Oyate and unharmful sustainability for survival. And I think that's really great. So maybe tell us some of the projects that you've done already or that you're working on and some of the communities that you're helping. I know that you're working with the Abenaki community right now.
Yes, they here in Vermont, where I'm living at, they invited me to be among the Abenaki people, which is which I'm very honored to be. They're very nice people, very awesome. They're very awesome. They're very awesome, and they're very passionate about what they do. It's good to see people, Abenaki people, coming together and uniting together and working together. That's very good to see here. And they're doing so much for the community. They raise money through their own maple syrup and through their tribal forest, which is the first one in 200 years here in Vermont. And that was very good to see. And they invited me out to their tribal land. It's very beautiful out there. And also what they also did was they have a community garden, and they planted, different tobacco seeds, all natural. And this is, and the community got together and they all worked together to make this happen. What I was so amazed about was how they just came together and just worked. They all worked together as one, unity, and that's very important. And that's who White Eagle Oyate is about too. It's working together and coming together and blossoming into a one nation. But yeah, that's here in Vermont. I don't know how to express it, but they're very, very awesome people.
Oh, nice. Kia ora. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm not sure if mashu has. My name is Doreen Bennett from Aotearoa, New Zealand. It's just really interesting listening to that because over home here, although we haven't gone to the extent that you have and doing safe and sustainable things to protect our planet and how we interact on it, we are over here looking at becoming organic, because New Zealand is known for trying to be clean and green, But our Māori families, our tribal families at home, we have gone to the extent of doing small gardens for ourselves and our families and, you know, and our grandchildren, getting it in a way where we can, you know, be sustainable, eat healthy, live healthy. We are trying to do that over here. But I think it's so interesting. It's a little bit annoying for me that I can't hear you clear, because I'm sure some of our families over here would be really interested in how others are doing it so that we can share information like we are. So I just congratulations. So, Neil, can you please, because I know our connection is quite bad, and I think our people here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, would be interested to hear again what you do. If you can explain it again, just an overview of it, of what the work that you're doing, please.
Hello?
Oh, Kevin, I can hear you, Kevin. Oh, Neil, you're still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you just give an overview again of what you do?
What I do, or what
yeah,
life was about?
Over here.
Oh, why we're here?
Just because there's a lot of interest here in Aotearoa in New Zealand with the type of work you're doing, and yeah. I'm not sure if some of our listeners on this side of the world could hear clear before.
Okay. So you're talking to, so you want to talking about timber, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's one of the projects that we're working on is the cedar oil wood preservative. Okay, and that's the cedar oil wood preservative is all natural, and that is, you know, it will and but shall protect. It will protect Mother Earth in a good way. You know, it won't like the chemicals today that they use on the timber, like creosote, penta, fumigant. Well, you know, they're very toxic, and I've been using fumigant in my experience in the utility poles, and that's how I got started in this. Is I worked on utility poles for many years, and I had to deal with the toxic chemicals. And the cedar oil wood preservative, actually, it's much safer, and it literally protects everything. Okay, and it does when you use it. You know, it won't burn your skin like the chemicals. It's safe to use, all natural, and safe for the environment. It's safe for the children, safe for the people, and safe for the water, safe for all the animals, and for Mother Earth. And and this is one of the projects that ventures that we're working on. It's still in the first stage. It's not even. We're still working with it, and so we're, you know, what. So that's kind of there, but it's not there. But the other technology we shall be using actually is called the Polox technology. Okay, this technology is very safe for the environment. Okay, and it won't damage Mother. It won't hurt. It won't hurt the utility poles at all. Okay, and so the technology will come from Switzerland. original. Okay. So
are these traditional techniques that you're using? Are you just bringing back traditional practices?
What was that?
The work you're doing, is it traditional?
The way we're doing it traditional?
Yeah, like the products, you don't use chemicals at all.
Right.
So is it all traditional methods that you use from your tribe?
Oh, yeah, like the cedar oil is, the cedar, okay? It's a medicine, okay? It's a sacred medicine to us. So we have to respect everything. And that's why, the cedar oil is very, very, very important to the people. It is a medicine, and it does protect everything out there. Okay, safe food.
Oh, very nice. So has mashu, I'm not sure if you've talked with mashu before, or even Timmy. Have they told you a little bit about where I'm from and what we do over here?
No, that would be nice.
Okay. Because we do similar things, but not quite the same. Like some of our wooden structures, our ancestral homes, are still standing quite strong. And everything we've used is our traditional materials, our natural oil that trees have, some of our trees and our plants, to make sure that they last. And some of them are well over 100 years old and still quite sturdy, strong and safe for the environment. So we do it over here, but probably not to the extent that you're doing it in over in Turtle Island, which I think is really interesting. Some of our people, our carvers, which are mostly men over here, build and carve our buildings, our traditional buildings. And they try and do it. We try and do it as natural as possible, so that we don't leave a mess in the environment. I just think it's really interesting. So, is that the only thing you do, or do you do other work in your business?
Actually, we also are looking at the Pollock technology, which I discussed about, which is very, very invasive to the environment, and so we've been working with very, very, very diligently on that, and that, with the pole technology, we can actually put people to work and create employment and training as well for people, because even women can use the polo technology, and we can create teams for women and men. So, and that's one project or two, basically.
So do you do, like Jimmy was saying, that the work that you do is similar to what we've been doing with our Two Feathers, with our cultural exchange over here, and education, working with our people. Do you do that as well? Yeah, this is one of the things that we're going to present to the reservations, to work with them and to train them and to, and that's one of the many goals that we're looking at. Okay, and that's what we want to bring. Okay, and nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's you and Kevin running this. Is it a business or just an organisation
No,
you're running?
It's a business. It's a business. And that's what we're going to present to the reservation. Okay. It's a business that's going to help with economic development on reservations.
Yeah.
Okay. And to give, to help the people and to help the youth and to help them gain to better themselves. Okay?
Yeah.
And you've actually been running this for quite a while now, haven't you, Neil? Because as long as we've been friends on FB, I know about 4 or 5 years ago, it seems like you started this up about 4 or 5 years ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's like basically it was about 8 years ago now, and it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And something like this is very well, especially when you're trying to bring something that's different, okay, into the seed oil, and trying to bring that out and trying to do what you can to make it in the marketplace, you could say, okay, because it is tough, because the different things that I have been running into is chemicals. Okay? As you know, chemicals are the leading product out there. Okay? And to bring something that's different means a change. Okay? And
You mean more like traditional medicines of our people, to bring that back in? It's other than these chemicals, it's been quite difficult.
yes. Great.
Very nice. Well done, and congratulations. I just want to have a little quiz at your website. Had a little look at your website. Well done. You're actually, you are doing things now, and this next stage seems to be education and taking it to a wider audience. So, congratulations.
Thank you. Another thing I want to point out too is that people out there, we with White Eagle Oyate, we think of mother first, okay, instead of the prophet, okay, because that's more important to us, is protecting mother, okay, and sure, the money's there, but what's more important, okay? It's basically it's mother and the people, okay? That's more important, okay? And the greediness of money, okay? That's another concept or another big thing out there that it ruins a lot of people, okay? And when you put money first, well, that destroys a lot of people and families, basically. But when you put mother first and respect mother and honor mother, she'll respect you back in a good way. And that's why you honor.
But getting people, I've found, because that's right, I believe the same as you, the money will come if the work that you're doing is for the right reason, for a good cause.
Right.
And most of our traditional work and practices, values, belief systems have all been, where we're all connected. Well, these are my thoughts. And we look after everything. Everything looks after everything if we do it the right way.
Right.
So it's so nice to actually hear it and then hear of groups that are doing that, so that we can all link, we can all connect with each other and support the work that each of us do. Because I think there is room for that, especially today. Kia ora, Two Dogs.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, kia ora, how are you?
Osta, I'm good.
Okay. Two Dog, have you been listening to our guest today?
Listening to what, honey?
Have you been listening to the guests that we have online? Or actually, Timmy, you're probably better to give an overview for Two Dog.
Yeah, I just brung him in. So, Two Dog, I want to introduce you to Neil Chaske and Kevin Carney. They run White Eagle Oyate, which is they do very similar work that what Two Feathers does, and they've been running this organization now for about 8 years. Am I correct, Neil?
Correct. That's right.
It's nice to meet you both. Good to meet you both.
Yeah, it's good to meet you too. So.
From me as well, Two Dog. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, brother.
Okay, Kevin is Neil's partner in the business, and he's Anishinabek, if I yes.
Anishinabek.
Yes, Anishinabek. And he's up in New Hampshire. And Kevin's been working with a lot of different tribes up there in his area, and helping them get back to their culture, and dealing with some of the issues that they got going on up there in New Hampshire, and just really helping the people reunite together there.
Good. I was wondering if they can hear me good. What are you guys working on right now for the unity of your people?
Okay, it would be fair to say that we've been at the table and discussing issues anyway, and looking at how to, actually many of the other people, I can really take no credit for doing any work, I should say, but I have been at the table with a number of people and discussing issues, both in regard to the recognition issue in the state of Vermont and in other situations here in New Hampshire. And more rightfully, I should say, and in a humble way, that I am associated with all of these paid people, but most of the work that's being done most directly has really been by other people and not myself. I've only been part and parcel to things, and aware of them and involved in them, but not in such a direct way that I really should receive any credit for the work that other people have done.
I understand. And with the Anishinaabe, I can say with the Anishinaabe people, Neil, if you can hear me, I've noticed that up in Canada, a lot of times they're having a whole lot of problems with Prime Minister Harper. Is that still going on up there?
Yeah. You mean the fracking aspect of this?
Yeah, I mean the fracking and pretty much what Harper's saying. You're not Anishinaabe, you're not Mohawk, you're not Cree, you're Canadian. How are your people doing right now?
Well, the Dakota people, we're struggling, but it's like overall, the fracking aspect of this, or the tar sands, there's a fight basically going on up there, and you see it every day, and this has to be basically stopped. Destroying Mother Earth and just for profit? No, I don't think so. This is why we need to unite and to basically work together on. Okay, to come together and basically stop this from happening.
Well, you're right. The main thing is unification of the people. That
Right.
is the main thing.
Yep.
Because we're all in this thing. We're all in this fight together.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's happening in the U.S., Canada, basically all over the place. And, unification is very important here. That's what needs to be done. That's what needs to happen, is to unify, work together, to and to make the awareness, to bring that awareness out to the people more. And the way, actually, I do want to say something here too, is what we're working on right now, basically, what back to your looks like here, is there's an opportunity that came to Kevin and I in regard to TV show. Okay, in this TV show, we're going to bring the awareness out. Okay, what is happening across the nation? What's happening with our people? What's happening over, the Squamish area, and the Micmacs, the Lakota people in Alberta, and we want to bring that out, and we want to bring that awareness out so it's to this, how the media works, where everything is in the back and not brought out to the front. Well, that's one thing, a major thing that we are looking at to do, is to bring everything forward, okay, and to bring that awareness out of what is really happening out there, okay, and so we're looking at inviting people to, come and talk in a show and to give their views on what is happening. Okay, and not only that, there's with the situations that are happening out there, the destruction that's going on out there, what I would want to do as well is to also bring out the positive of things. Okay, and like they say, the next generation, they're the ones that we have to teach. Okay, they're the ones that we have to teach the right way, how to do things. Because basically we have to protect Mother Earth. Okay, and what we have to do. Okay, and if we don't do that now, who's going to?
That's why we need to, all of our people need to unite and come together as one people.
Right, as one nation. I mean,
right.
All over the U.S., all over Canada, and even down in South America, New Zealand, Australia.
Yeah.
This is what needs to happen. And the more awareness that we bring out, right, the more we get it to the forefront, the better, the more awareness that all these people are going to know about.
I think
Go
we've
ahead.
talked about. Oh, sorry, don't.
No, go ahead, Doreen, please.
We've talked about unifying our peoples, and for this reason, but that's a real difficult thing for us to achieve. But I think making sure the awareness and the message is out there is probably a faster way for us to start unifying. Because here in Aotearoa, when we all got together to support the foreshore and seabed, which the government took off us, and it's actually a cause or the issue that pulls people together. Well, this is what I found. So the more awareness I think you get out there to people, whether it's through schools, on social media places like this, the more chance we have of getting all our people unified and together. Because I tell you, it's such a hard job.
Yes, it's a really monumental job, as it seems, to get all of our people to come together as one.
There are
the fact of the matter. Yeah, I hear you fine.
I think one of the things that comes up with unity is that I think we may all be coming from different directions with it, and we all have different ideas. I think part of what happens when we say unity in sort of a blanket type way, that people tend to look at that as meaning maybe a number of different things. And with many groups, they are rightfully afraid that it means melding and molding together of all of the cultures into one. And there's a great fear that by doing this, that sometimes more can be lost than gained. And I think that part of what would really help the idea behind unity is that if we are specific, that we share what things that we may share, and what, and really observe the common ties that bind all of us together, and work on those areas, and not necessarily, so that we don't lose what we've all gained, and in consideration of all the work that people are doing to preserve their cultures. I think many people sometimes become afraid of the idea that they will lose all of that by unifying with others. So we have to be, in my belief, we have to be more definitive about what it is exactly that we are being unified by, and that it isn't a losing of everything that everyone's been working so hard for.
Can I say this? This is the way I look at it as far as unification of all the people. Basically, each nation, whatever your spirituality is, whether it be Gidi Manitou or Wakantanka or whatever, you keep your ways, you keep your culture, you keep everything alive of your people.
Exactly.
But fighting together as indigenous people, fighting together for what is happening to make sure that your children and 6 generations up continue. And what we are going to leave Makaina to the Earth Mother, to our children and our grandchildren and their grandchildren and so on. But whatever's going on with each nation, from the Tsalagi to the Shawandasi to the Nakota, Dakota, Lakota, or whoever, Anishinaabe, keep your ways, keep your culture, keep everything strong and into the Māori, and to keep everything going in your way, but help each other with whatever comes up.
That's right.
Yes.
That's supporting each other, okay? Supporting another tribe, what they're going through. Okay, that's what we need to do.
I'll tell you what I can say, guys, if you'd let me. And I want to leave, I want to put this in your heart for a minute, if you can hear me. And when I got kicked out of school, I said a pledge. So I would like to say this pledge to you guys, because this, this means a lot. Unity means a lot, so I would like to do this. I couldn't say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag when I was a kid, and they used to really get on me about that. So I made up my own pledge, and I wish to give this to you, Dale. It goes like this. I pledge allegiance to the flags of the 500 Indian nations and to the flags for which they stand, all nations under the Creator, with honor and respect for all.
I think we see alike.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I agree with you, Two Dog. It's very important that, in our unification, that all of our tribes keep their cultures and their ways and their history and their language, but we come together for a common cause, and that's to save Mother Earth for all future generations.
Exactly. You save the Earth's mother, plus you save the nations that are on Turtle Island.
Yeah.
And from to Australia and Aotearoa, and the Earth's mother, she clothes you, she feeds you, she gives birth, she does everything, and that's the way our women too. So we have to protect our women because they do the same thing. If without the woman, there would be no nations.
That's right.
So we have to be warriors and stand up for our children because the next generation's on its way. If we're the seventh generation that's supposed to mend the sacred hoop, we better hurry up and do it because the eighth generation is on its way.
Yep. We got a couple minutes till break here, guys, and Neil, during break, if I can, I'm going to get you to call into the show so it's a lot clearer, so we can hear you a lot better, because I think you've got a lot of important things to say.
Okay.
So if you want to look down below in the chat bubble during our break here, just call on in, and then I'll unmute you. So that way, as soon as the break music's over, we can go ahead and resume talking. All right, all my relations, we'll see you after the break.
Join us on Just Us Radio Network for our shows Employment, Unity in Community, Numbers in Time, The Indigenous People's Voice, One Point of View, Walking the Talk with Kurt, and the People's Round Table. Check out our website for information about upcoming shows. Just ask Google to find Just Us Radio Network, and you will find links to our website and to our Blog Talk and Facebook pages, as well as to our podcast, where you can subscribe for automatic downloads.
Okay, welcome back, my relations. We have guests with us tonight, Neil and Kevin. And Mashu, our other host, unfortunately had to go back to the hospital. So it's me and Doreen and Two Dogs hosting the show with you tonight. Doreen, Two Dogs?
Kia ora to me, and kia ora koutou katoa. Kia kora Neil, Rawa ko Kevin. Hello and welcome back to the second part of our show. And of course, Two Dogs. Thank you so much for joining us again and just looking out for us.
Well, first thing I want to say is Osio to all my relations, Mitakuasi. Mitakuapi, it's good to be here and to do what I can do for the people. And you have a great couple of guests tonight, man. And the thing that I'm saying is that we have to, respect each other's ways of life, whether it be Mohawk, Anishinaabe, Tsalagi, Shawandasi, whatever, and come together and help each other because, we have our children that are coming, our elders are there, our life givers, our women are there. The world, the leaders of these corporations are just plain wicko. They're crazy, and we have to come together because they're trying to blow up Makaina as far as our Earth Mother. We can't allow that.
That's right. I agree. Two Dogs. Right. If we look here at our country, and we're only a small country with two small islands, population of 4 million, we've got that many holes in our Mother Earth that we are going to sink soon, I'm sure of it. from the fracking, the offseas, oil drilling, all those things that are just harming everything around us over here. So
that's the point. And Kevin, we're honored to have you, my friend. And with what you're doing, please tell the people a little bit more about it. And hey, we got your back on it. We like what we're hearing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's very difficult. It's hard following the conversation because I keep losing you. But we've had concerns around these things for many times, and there's been many people before us that have done a lot of work that we have to respect and make sure that people realize that what Neil and I are doing is by no means brand new. What he does and what I do is based on teachings. It's based on directions from our elders and from our teachers. And we've been looking at this issue of being unified with people for quite some time. And when Neil and I met, and he brought up the idea of his way of bringing forward jobs that not only protected the Earth Mother, but were shareable with people, it rang a real bell for me, given that my focus was more so on how do we do our job, how do we figure out how to help people without interfering with them, and without, and to do it in a dignified and a respectful way. And, I think that since we've been doing this, the support has just been absolutely astounding. The number of people that are ready to look at this brand new. I mean, we've had so many things going on with the pipeline and with the bad thing and the great imbalance in our lives caused by how we perceive money and how it's replaced many of the values that are core to our living. As an example, that how we treat people who are in need. That when we look at that in terms of an economy, most people are worried about how we afford that. And the needs of these people seem to be always placed on the back burner as if they all were expendable. And then, of course, in our way of thinking, that's not how we live, is that people in need are cared for automatically as an integral part of our life. And when we look at what's happening with all of our money games that we are so stuck in, it just reverses our whole value system, and it's depleted our families, and it's taken away that understanding that we care for each other first, and that it isn't a secondary, well, maybe if we have some money left over, we will help you then. It's just not that kind of a relationship that we want in this world, not for ourselves or for anyone else.
We want to be able to raise our families. And,
yes.
That goes, our elders, our mothers, our fathers, our grandfathers, our grandmothers, our children. What's going on with the Lakota right now? There was last year something like 740 children that got took from that nation.
Yes.
So there's this connection right there, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that's part of what's happened with White Eagle Oyate is that along with while we are building our business and growing as a company, that so many people have come forward, and there are so many other issues that are running consecutively that need to be addressed. That we've given answer on many issues to some of that, and then really expressed and made a commitment to come forward and to help to spread the word and to try to get around those media blocks that seem to be keeping the the general, I guess, not within the nations, but within the U.S. People keeping people completely out of the loop with issues, and there's just, when people are not affected by things, they don't seem to care about them much, and if they don't hear about things, then they don't think that there's any problem. And part of what Neil's mission and my mission is to help educate. And we firmly believe that as more people, whether they be of native descent or of any other descent, that people with hearts, if they truly know what's going on, I think that they're going to be much more active in coming forward and being supportive and in standing with the tribes, and not becoming the tribes, but with standing with them, and affecting how they vote, and that we can, if we can encourage people to really require that the people we vote for, that they have agendas that are designed to create self-empowerment within the nations, that's necessary, and that we need to begin as a people to understand that we can control certain things if we only apply ourselves. And if we can get past this place of apathy that so many people are stuck in, and encourage people to become more active in what they say and what they do and how they treat each other, and what they, what we all can be requiring of the government, more so that, the strength of many voices as one voice has a much better chance than only a few voices, or coming from people who, according to money issues, are not able to represent themselves. That there's advocacy needed in this regard, and we believe that there are in numbers.
Oh,
that's one of the reasons, Neil, that my small band and the Ngati have a lot of unity right now, and we're also unified with the Cree in Canada, with some of the people there. And the thing about it is, no matter your spirituality, we wish you to keep it. Your ways of life, we wish you to keep it. But what's going on with this fracking and everything else, we got to stand up, one heart, one mind, one spirit, and start speaking out.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well,
kind of like being idle no more, if you know what I mean.
We've stood with them, and we do have our activist side, not in a militant way, but in a good way. But we support anyone who has done the work towards peace and in a good way, and in protecting the Earth Mother. And yeah, we're tired of watching these corporations just roll all over not only indigenous people, but many more, a good many other people. The poverty level is increasing, and it's worldwide.
I'm Mashu Whitefeather's cousin, but I'm a little more of an activist, I guess. Wouldn't you say, Doreen? I'm a little more of a renegade down in my area.
Little.
Just a little, but I don't do it in a violent way.
No.
No, not at all.
And the thing about it is, brothers and sisters, is this: we got to come together and keep your nation strong, man. We got to keep every nation strong, because we are the first peoples of this continent, and what we have done is we need to put away any animosity with each other and walk one hand, one mind, one spirit to get this done, or they're continuing to do what they're doing, and we got to stand up against the tyranny that is coming.
Right, and that goes back to the unity, which is one land, one people, and celebrate our differences by supporting each other and respecting each other.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about that unity too. If we look at the United States of America, we're split up into many different states, right? But then the United States of America stands as one nation. And if our people did us, if we acted much in the same way, we're at our different nations, but we stood together as one nation for the greater good of all people and Earth Mother, then of course everybody's going to keep their ways and their cultures and their traditions about them.
Yep.
That's what we believe. We aren't the movement, but we certainly, from our hearts have to be counted in doing our part and joined in with the others, and we need to make that clear, because there are some people out there that really wonder, well, why are you starting new groups when there have been so many other groups, and this is the understanding of it. We're not here to take over for people or to tell other people that what they were doing was either wrong or right, but we are here to stand in a unified way and add our voice to all of yours.
Yes. And to help each other, I don't think really money's an issue, because it really doesn't take money to stand as one voice, as one nation, one people, and for people to care about each other, and when our elders are in the cold because they can't pay their bills, and to come together as a people and help make sure our elders are taken care of and our children are looked after and not being taken away from our people.
Right, and to stop the destruction and to heal Mother Earth.
Our mother is one of the most main important things. I mean, she clothes, she feeds, she gives birth, she does everything. Without the mother, we would not be here.
Exactly.
Well, it seems that this is the time for it. I think that there's less argument that this is true. I think, indigenous people have known this forever. And, it's taken quite some time for people to really accept that, especially people who they don't feel as if they are being directly affected. They are not as aware of these things as people who are sensitive to it are. And, one of the roles here is in teaching and in getting that word out there and making people more aware and encouraging them to not be apathetic, that they have a voice, that this coming together is important.
One of the things that I would like to say is a little Lakota proverb, that we are going to be known by the tracks we leave behind us.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I don't want for my children and my grandchildren and even my great-grandchildren and so on is to know that we did not stand up to fight for them. And we want to leave this earth, Mother, better than we found it.
Right.
I don't know, Peter, I think there's a really great any nonsense from anyone, because they don't carry with them, this next generation, they don't carry with them some of the baggage and some of the hurt, pain that we've got, that our parents and our grandparents have had. This next generation are going to come through, quite confident and take in cultural ways to be able to move things forward. I don't think they'll take rubbish from anyone, and they won't let it affect the direction they're going. Well, at least that's what I'm finding here with our young ones coming through. They're very, very clever, and learning or relearning our language, our traditional practices, our traditions, and dealing with today's world, the mainstream system. They're pretty clever on both sides. So I actually can't wait to see them in action, because they're not going to have the sensitivity that we seem to have, our generation, backwards, because we've seen the devastating changes that have happened. Our kids aren't going to be like that. My thoughts.
Doreen. One of the things, everybody knows, every Indigenous man knows on Turtle Island is, for myself, they can kill my body, but they can't take my spirit.
Mm.
That's the main thing. They can't take my spirit. The fact of the matter that all the nations that remain are still here, and we shall remain here, is a blessing in itself that we are still here.
Yes. I support what you too. I'd rather be defeated in a thing that I knew was right. And what you say, that, if we sit and we're quiet and we're idle, then we're not doing a job. And, it's one of the reasons that, it's a risky thing in a lot of areas, but there are risks that need to be taken now. And there are going to be more people, not just us, a good number of people.
Here's the thing, guys. On my 2 shows that I do a week, the Heart Drum and Tribal Voices on the internet radio, is this. If you look at mainstream media, especially in America, okay, if anything, whatever happens to an Indian doesn't get told. Like John T. Williams got shot in the back in Seattle by that police officer. You got Naomi Whitecrow that was beat to death by her foster mother. She got to walk away from that when that baby was 3 years old. I can't let that go. And the thing about it is, internet radio is pretty much the only voice Indian people have in America. But it's reaching millions.
No, that's a good.
Go ahead, please.
It's kind of an interesting thing in a way that, while preserving, in every way that we can, the oral tradition. I mean, I have to admit, I'd much rather, I have to agree with the elders. I want to be face to face. I want to see people, and I worry about the media sometimes, but then I see what the radio is doing, what you people are doing, or what a good many other people are doing, and I can see within it that there is a chance to tell the stories and to make people more aware and therefore more active. So, that's my hope, that in the balance of things and having to kind of compromise, that we do good with it.
That's one of the things I do, Neil, is I'm a wisdom keeper, and I try to help reconnect people back to the spiritual heart. And I think it's rather important that we remember the past, but we try to let go of the pain of the past, because it is extremely important to remember the past. But the more people we can get reconnected to their spiritual heart, the more that the people will awaken to what's going on with Earth Mother. And I have a message real quick for Pat Brock, or for Neil from Pat Brock. He wanted to say hi to you, shout out a hi to you from Sioux Valley Dakota Nation.
Oh, awesome. Hello. Awesome. And I'd like to say that, what I believe is the plight of one nation should become the plight of all nations.
Agreed.
And to stand
you're right,
unity
sir.
one.
You're right. The plight of one nation is the plight of all nations, sir.
Yes.
What I try to do with the young ones, because I'm an elder right now myself, I try to get them, I tell them what we need to do is go back to the mountain and get focused, because time is coming. And we as elders are sitting here for the young people. We're waiting for them to wake up and come back to the ways of our people. And it's a time of waiting on that. But the thing about it is, with what's coming, I believe indigenous people all over the world need to come together and start talking with each other like we're doing right now. And that becomes a blessing to all nations right there.
Oh, I agree. It's power in numbers.
It's the fact of the matter that, I done one show with one of the leaders of the Dakota Nation, okay? And what he told me was they're living like $260 a month. I tell people that are making like $1,000 a month, you put everything back and you try to live on $250 a month and see how far you go.
Right.
That's just ridiculous, truthfully.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Well, there are a lot of things that need clarification. Sorry. Go ahead. I don't mean to hog. Go ahead.
No, I agree. There is, because here's the point. You have 85% unemployment level with the Lakota people, and they're one of the most poorest. Well, I just say it. Prisoner of war count 44, and they're one of the most poorest people in the country. And man, that's just wrong. We got to help everybody.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
And
I hate to say this, but we got people like up in Kanakota, as far as Canada is concerned, with Adolf Harper doing what he's doing to First Nations is almost ridiculous.
Yep.
We got to help each other.
Well, it feels good to be in touch with others. It'll feel better when we make progress and we break through, and I believe that we will break through. It's just a degree of persistence and diligence and coming forward in a good way and doing the best we can and bringing as many people into it as we can, and to make them more aware and to get them to be unafraid to be active also. So we hope in many regards that we can set an example by what we're doing. And it's good that in a way that people are looking at us now while we are still, a babe in the woods, so to speak, because they'll be able to see that you don't need to be silent, that you can move forward, that you can have reasonable methods and ways of going about things and doing things, and that it builds strength for all of us, and that we don't need to just sit on the sidelines and watch this show or expect someone else to come forward.
No, I totally agree.
That's one of the things I'm rather impressed with our brothers and sister over in Aotearoa, over there where Doreen's at, is they've done a really good job of having a voice to speak up and keep their culture and history and language with them.
But I guess a key thing that, because I've been listening to how we're talking tonight, and a key thing that we've done, which is sort of the basis of our Two Feathers International, is that we, our vision, I guess, is tribes helping tribes. But what we actually want to do is restore our traditional identity. That's our language, our practices, just our worldview as Indigenous people. Because if we can capture one person in each family,
I totally agree with her. One of the things that Tonka said was the way they, this whole thing comes out. Well, we just lost Doreen, I think. Is that we got to look to our elders and to the ones that fought and died to keep up doing what we're doing right now. If it wasn't for them, the powwows would be gone. The gatherings would be gone. And we got to look to them and give them honor because they fought and died for this.
Yes.
And not to forget them, but to ride with them. The spirits of our ancestors talk through us. We are our ancestors in many ways, man. And we got to be there. And, as a warrior, I can't see nothing else.
I understand. I agree. And your viewpoint earlier on history, it's there for a reason. And we all must learn from it, and from our elders and our teachers. And there are wounds there that when you take life, there is nothing that repays the taking of life. But for our hearts, for our hearts to live only in history, we'll be doing this forever. We have today. We have today to prepare for the future, and that's where we need to put our history and our energy, and then honoring the history and carrying that forward. We, like many other people, will never forget. But that's not a place meant for our hearts to stay and to dwell. That there are things to do. There are ways. It won't erase history. It will never erase history. But we don't need to be in a state of grief that lasts so long that we become empowered. You have to be.
The thing about it is, you're right. You're absolutely right. The thing we can remember our past and keep our past with us.
Yes.
But if we are the seventh generation that is supposed to mend the sacred hoop, as Hayaka Sapa said, as far as Black Elk, we have to come together as a people to mend that hoop. Because the eighth generation's on its way really, really fast, and I want to leave something. I want to leave this earth good for my daughter, and for all people, all children. Because the eighth generation is coming, and I want it even better for even 6 generations up from my daughter. I want the Lakota to live good. I want the Dakota to live good, the Tsalagi, the Shawandasi, the Māori, everybody. And we got to work together to get this done. That's just the way it works.
Correct. I'd like to say something too. The sacred ceremonies, they are the key to our strength. Okay, and as Indigenous people, we must keep this centered within ourselves. As we move ahead with our future goals.
I totally agree with that. We have to continue with our nippies and everything. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, and also I'd like to say, talking about Harper, okay, the way I feel is the attack on the Mi'kmaq people, the outdoors orchestrated by Harper, was atrocious. Okay, atrocious. Sorry. And do you remember that image of the young lady who was on her knees holding the eagle feather, the onesie feather.
No.
No? Yeah,
Yes.
there's a picture on it. She was holding an eagle feather, she was holding back the RCMP on her knees, holding an eagle feather up in the air, holding the RCMP back. That is going to live in my heart forever, and it should live in everyone's hearts, just to see that.
It's in mine.
And mine.
Forever. See, that's the power of our spirituality, and that's the power of our women.
Right.
The life givers are our people. That's power.
Right. Yep. That's why we must respect our mother, no matter what. And honor our mother is the foremost important thing we must do. And also, you know, what I always say is you know, that we have to protect mother. We have to protect our children. We have to protect our people. Okay? But as a united voice, you know, we will serve once again to create a proud and mighty nation as one. So that's why we must join hands and stand together as one strong and mighty voice with our heart, as one heart.
Oh.
Wow.
We must come together as one.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's the reason my small band that I've got right now is unified with Doreen's and the Ngati people. And, you know, Doreen, I love you very much. But, you know, the fact of the matter is we are here again. We're not going away. And here's where we shall remain.
Oh.
And stay.
Yep. Yep.
Well, one of the things, guys, that I'm trying to do, let me say it this way. What the Kamse tried to do in the early 1800s as far as unity, I'm truthfully trying to do in a time of peace with our people. You know?
Yeah.
What he tried to do in a time of war, I'm trying to get done in the time of peace in my generation. And if we can come together as people of all these nations with one mind, one heart, one spirit, how can we be defeated?
Especially if we come together in a good way, a peaceful way.
Exactly. Number one is, it's always said like this: a nation is never defeated till the hearts of the women lay upon the ground. My women's hearts are not on the ground. And while they're not on the ground, I'm going to continue to fight. Because, you know, I want all the nations to be strong. So that's what I'm saying. The hearts of my women are not on the ground. And with women like Doreen over there, the Ngati are not defeated with strong women like this. So, you know, a nation is never defeated till the hearts of the women lay upon the ground, man.
Let me say that some pistols over there for women over in New Zealand. I've met a couple of them. They are strong.
Well, one of the things I can say is, as far as Doreen here, she is one of the best dignitaries the Ngati could ever send over here. So,
thank you.
So go ahead.
Thank you very much, Blue Dog. And it's been a privilege and an honour for me to meet all the different tribes that I've met while I've been visiting Turtle Island, and have like Mashu's been coming over here, meeting our different tribes. And I think, because I think we're getting close to the time, and just in case we keep getting cut off, I would like to share just a whakatauki is what we call it, but it's a proverb, you know, because we're all in this together, as you said, Two Dogs. So, and there's a lot of work still to be done, you know, to bring us all together under one cause. It's still going to take a lot of getting the message out there, going on different social media networks, getting on radio, getting on our Indigenous television, TV. So it is a lot of work. So I'd like to share this proverb in our language with us all. Paihiritia ki te harakeke ka motu, paihiritia ki te aroha e kore e motu. And I have said it before, but it's such a beautiful proverb, and it is different levels when if I went into it a little bit deeper. But what it generally says is, find it with flesh and it will break. Find it with love and it will be eternal. And that's in relation to the work that, you know, we're all doing and people out there are doing, you know, similar to us. Because it's right that, you know, the message needs to get out there to as many people as possible. We still need to also do the other work that we do to get our people ready for, you know, the change that's coming, and to ensure, these are my thoughts now, and to ensure that our uniqueness as individual tribal people remains intact for the future, because we want to come out the other end knowing that we still have our language, we still have our traditional practices, you know, the way it was taught to us, you know, from Maina North from the beginning. And that's what will also keep us strong, is that we do have our uniqueness, but we also know how to come together when the time's right. I'd just like to share that with everyone, because I keep going offline on here every time I spoke. Kia ora koutou katoa. It's just been so awesome listening to everyone talk tonight.
Well, Ski, Doreen, one of the things I would like to tell your guests that you have on the radio, you and Semi and your guests that you have, it's an old proverb, you know, old thing too. If you take one arrow, it's easy to break. But if you have a bundle of arrows, you can't. It's unbreakable.
Awesome.
You know, and there's great beauty in diversity, and you know it's very important through diversity that we do keep our uniqueness about us, because we all have something to offer. We all have something to bring.
Yes,
exactly. You know, just as a thing, I'd love for you to go ahead and, you know, be able to speak more, my brother, about what's going on. And we got your back on it. You know that right now. So, you know, we got some more time, so go ahead with it. And hopefully you can, you know, get your message out a little bit more.
Yep. Thank you.
Are you there, Neil?
Yep, I'm here. And you know, that's what I keep saying is, you know, we need to stand unified, you know, with, like I said, you know, with one heart, one mind, we can, you know, I say, instead of saying will, I like to say shall, and like you have been saying shall, you know, and that, to me, that's a very, very strong word, okay, because you say it from the heart, you know, shall, you know, it shall happen, okay, And this is what we need to express, okay? We talk from the heart. We talk from deep within our hearts, each and every one of us, okay? And you're honest, you're truthful, you're respectful, you're honoring, and you honor everyone out there. And you honor, and, with one heart, one mind, all together, all nations together, we all live on Mother. We walk outside, what do we see first? Mother, grass. We see, the rocks. We see mountains. And then we see the water. Without the water, we would die. That's life. And we have to respect life. We have to respect and honor everything when we step outside, okay? Another thing I want to point out is, we all live in homes, okay? Homes are built from wood, okay? Life, okay? Trees, okay? Everything around us, everything that we do is part of Mother. And we must respect everything on Mother, okay? And this is my passion. This is, when I started White Eagle Oyate, okay, this is my passion. This is who I am. And I speak from the heart. I speak from deep within. When I say something, I mean it. And I'm truthful about it, and I'm honest. Last Friday, I did an interview on TV. What I did was I actually said, I let it out. How one, okay, I felt very, the passion that I have. When I saw that white eagle, when I saw the wings and that eagle, the Wamdi Ska, that's emotions. It touched. Okay, it touched my soul. It touched my heart. Okay, and that's what it did. So when I speak, I mean every word. I mean, I live and breathe it. And people, the children, Mother, the sky, the moon, the stars, everything out there is very sacred.
Yeah. All ground is sacred ground.
If I can say this, one thing I'd like to tell the people to understand here. From Mexico, United States, and Canada, as far as Turtle Island, from sand to sand, this is Indian land. And we're still here. And I, myself, have always had this vision that whether you're Lakota, Dakota, Tsalagi, Shawandasi, it doesn't, to me, I honor all nations from all parts of the world. And I had a vision that this would come where unity would start happening to the nations. I've been thinking of unity since I was 4 years old. I'm 55 now. But if you hold your hand open, wide open, and we remain like that, we can't help each other. But if you close your fist and take a look at that fist, we can come together in unity. Therefore, Creator gives us more power, and that is to help each other. It doesn't matter what nation you are. What matters is that your nation and your children and your women and your elders and everything else continue the ways of life that was taught by your people and remain and continue to be who you are. We have to come together. We have to close that hand together. One mind, one heart, one spirit, and start walking what we talk.
And I add to that with the power of persistence. I have in front of me here an accord that I wrote that was meant to go out to people. I served as a chief for an intertribal group years ago. And it was written in 2001, and it's the Unity Accord. And many people have been thinking about it long before that, but I share your energy because I see it unfolding now, and I'm energized by that. And I do see that people are already coming together, and they're already beginning to grow stronger. And I take heart in that. And the work that we did back then, through persistence and through keeping at it and keeping at it and keeping at it, it will happen. It shall happen, to borrow Neil's viewpoint, and this is what the sort of strength is from within that we all need, that when that is all combined and we're all working together, I think we will see some good and positive changes for all people and for the Earth Mother.
Well, the thing about it, my friend, is that right now I'm a chief of a little intertribal group myself. And right now, and we're fighting for all nations to get all unity and to come together and to let you keep your ways, your practice, your spiritual practices, and everything about you, because it's what the Lakota call wakan. It's holy, man. We're all three-dimensional shells, but we have a spirit inside of us, and that spirit is also wakan. That spirit is holy.
Oh.
And we have to take care of each other.
We do.
And it's important to remember, too, that we must stay humble and that we don't have dominion over this land and over the animals and over our rock people and trees and stuff. We were put here to take care of Creator's gift to us, which is life.
Well, and to use her gift in a wise way, and to not just exhaust her and poison her. And
right.
That there's balance that is attainable when we observe, when we take and use only what we need. And,
that's right.
The fact of the matter is, every day I wake up, I go outside and I do my prayers with the Chinoopa, and I send smoke up to the world. And, I greet the Creator from the east when the sun comes up. And I give this prayer out because we have to come together as a human being. And whether you're in Aotearoa, Australia, Puerto Rico, or, any part of the world, I'm reaching out and saying that, if I can help you, I will. And unity is the only way we can go.
You're right. You're right. And there's Neil and I that grounds us, because we realize it isn't about Neil, it isn't about me, it isn't about the group of people that are forming around this. It's more so a greater group that if anything is to come of it, it will be because all of us made it so no few people can solve all of these issues. It will take all of us.
We're only a small part of a much, much greater circle.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not about me, Two Dog, either. It's about the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a leader, I take nothing for myself. I give it all to the people. That's the whole way. You know, it's all about the people.
That's good. That's how it should be. You know, more people need to feel that way and to lead by example. You know, it's part of what's happened in this country is that we're run by people who do not have to worry about eating. They don't have to worry about their loved ones dying because they can't afford the health care that they need. They're pretty content. But that creates just of itself such an imbalance that it's impossible to get around. Or it's not impossible, but it seems impossible. And that, you know, in order to create balance, I want to see poor people run the country as much as I, want to see wealthy people. Not that I'm trying to bash everybody.
Exactly.
But it has to be done. It has to be done this way. But only we can do it, and we can do it together. You know, we need to start really advocating much more strongly and in greater numbers, you know, for justice, for the simple things, so that we can all enjoy life together. And that, you know, I cannot look at someone else and tell them that their life is any less valuable than mine.
Well, we've only got a minute or so left of the show, so I'd like to go around and give a closing statement, if they would.
Oh, kia ora, Jimmy. I'd just like to repeat, I guess, what Two Dogs said. We're all in this together. The issues are way bigger than what's happening in our little patch. So we need to get together and make sure we get those messages out together. And thank you to Kevin and Neil. It's been awesome chatting with you guys and getting to know you. Kia ora, Two Dogs. Also, again, you're here with us. Thank you for that. And Jimmy and Sheila. Kakisi.
Ski.
Thank all of you. It was awfully good meeting all of you. And I hope we meet again, and then we'll stand together and do some good work.
I tell you what, my name is Charles Two Dogs. You can look me up on Skype, and if I can, I'll get you on a couple of my shows that can help you out too.
Thank you. We're honored.
You can also find them on my friends list too, Two Dogs.
Oh, okay. Okay, you want to, you send it to me, and we'll get it done.
Well, I will. Neil?
Yeah.
Yep. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yes, I do. I'd like to say that love will heal Mother Earth. Okay, awesome.
Metakwan.
And I was gonna ask if we have a little bit more time, if somebody can say a couple words before we go.
No, go ahead if you like.
Okay. Her name is Melody Nunn, and she would like to say a couple words.
Okay.
Please.
Yes.
This was gifted through spirit, and I wanted to share it with you. Land of our ancestors here today, remaining tomorrow is what we pray. Lodges aglow from the fires within, stories being told of where we begin. Elders speaking softly in the embers glow, children listening closely to the ones who know, passing down to them what the ancients say, teaching them to walk our medicine way. They buried our ancestors long ago. The pain they suffered we'll never know. We stand here today and still we cry, seeing the land and the animals die. people standing strong in a circle of hearts from many directions and different starts, coming together to help heal this land, praying to Creator, hand in hand. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Wash day.
Yes. Very beautiful.
That was gorgeous. I love that.
Well,
I'm a poet myself, and you know that hit my heart, man.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, stuff.
Neil, I want to thank you for coming on to the show tonight and sharing with us what White Eagle Oyate is about and your feelings from the heart.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. We're very honored to be here, and I feel certain that we will all meet again, and then we'll all be standing in a better place. And the more we work, the better it'll be.
Yes, we'll definitely all be meeting again because we're going to keep in touch. We need to work together, all of us, hand in hand.
I'll do my part to help you out, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't want to say, sorry.
Oh, by the way, thank you guys very much, Ski, for allowing me to come on and help you with the show. It's an honor to be here with you, and my heart's with you all.
It's an honor to have you here, too, Doug.
Please send our regards also to Macho, who's gone to the hospital. I hope he's well soon.
I will.
Yeah, give my regards to my cousin, and tell him I've sent prayer smoke up to him.
I'll stop. I will. I want to say to our Russians, Sinoyosta Eladonada Gahanti Gagayui Yachari Palmari Akakitiano. I love you all. Many blessings.